G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Sailing for Power. This is Cyclone Jasper.
These ports are now closed. Vessels are not at their moorings until the official all clear is given by the regional harbour master.
That is so cool.
And the vessel appears to be dragged.
Don't know how to tie up boats up there.
So we've got a bilge full of water. We're going crazy up here. It's hot, it's sticky, the boat's starting to really sting. Getting a bit of wind now finally, Michael.
Getting there. Take that, midgies. See you later. All over.
Vessels are not at their moorings until the official all clear is given by the regional harbour master. Only movements of an emergency nature are permitted. Cairns BDS standing by.
3 AM wake up, no different to normal.
Usually it's like a banging halyard or a creaking bridle. It's just like howling at the moment. I'm thinking maybe 30 knots. The rain is just so heavy and torrential. But what I did notice is the tide. It's so low out there at the moment. There's what's called a reverse storm surge. If that wind is howling offshore with a low tide, it pushes more than a normal low tide out to sea, and so you actually end up with a lower tide. On the reverse, on a high tide and the onshore wind, is that the tide actually comes in quicker and it holds the tide in longer, and so you end up with a higher tide. Just got a lull in the wind and the rain. I wanted to show
Look at
you
those
this
mangroves.
tide.
That's amazing.
Those mangroves are so high.
This side's higher.
Light it up the middle.
That's low.
That is so cool. Whoa.
Oh, just do a little 3 AM crab pot check. Little one. Look at that.
Promising.
Alright, so here we go. First one we've got.
We've put out a crab cyclone shelter.
We've been crabbing for a few days now. Haven't got anything. Now the cyclone's imminent. We got one.
A low pressure system, which is what a cyclone is, it creates a bulge on the Earth's surface under a low pressure system. So the lower the pressure, the bigger the tide and the bigger the storm surge.
It's not pushing down on the Earth.
It's not pushing it down, yeah. I think because that's still offshore, that might also create that really, really low tide. But it's interesting. It's really cool to see. Like the root system, it's probably an extra metre of what we usually see on a low tide here.
It is the lowest tide we're going to get here.
It is the lowest tide, yeah.
I'm just taping up this outdoor shower because it's not the best seal in here.
A couple of last minute touch-ups. The wind's here. Getting torrential downpours every 5 minutes.
Why? Literally, it's always when you're like desperately trying to do the last fiddly little bits.
We've got Starlink cable running through, so...
Look at that, it's actually, it's like we've used that before almost.
Looking like a bit of 3 AM cyclone prep.
In the rain. I'm just going for a bit of a crab pot check. And then show you around outside. Whoa, look at the current on that thing. Oh, she's tight. I can't pull it up.
You log on it.
Ah, it's just current.
Can you tighten the main while you're out there?
one too. So I'm guessing these crabs are getting flushed out now with a bit of rain. Sitting in the middle of the channel and just smelling that bait while they're here. Which is cool. Come on. Little Jenny. Oh, see you later.
Get a bit blustery. Oh, look at all the trees behind Selkie, you can really see it. James is taking a hand measurement with his, what's it called? An anemometer to see how windy it is on deck versus the top of the mast. We just had 38 knots in here. He had 42 before, less than 10 on the deck. So pretty amazing how well these mangroves
work. He's not even moving.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
Probably. No, it's high tide now.
Average speed is 20 knots basically, 19.9. Top speed we've seen so far is 38 knots. And then James had 42. His mast is like 4 knots taller than ours. Saw less than 10 on the deck, which is pretty good. Didn't Denham have the same thing? He had like 70 at the mast and less than 20 on the deck. So goes to show how much these mangroves are just like a sponge, and just all the wind just gets caught up in it and goes straight over the top.
It's weird because you can feel the wind, you can hear the wind on the rigging, but we're not moving much at all. Alright, I'm about to do a workout in this tiny little space
Sweat it up in
that we have. I need to do something. I'll go crazy. I'm not that anxious, but I also just want to stretch. But if I get a bit anxious, like on passage or anything, I find that exercising really helps me work the nerves out. So I'm just going to do a bit of pre-anxiety workout. Push-ups, leg ups, I don't know what else to do, squats, and that's it. And I just do like 4 rounds of 25. It's getting wild. It came on really quick. Make that 5 rounds of 25. 5 rounds of 100.
You should go do it outside. It's exhilarating.
I could. I was thinking of just having a shower out there after.
Oh, unzipping. Oh.
I don't want to go out there.
You're going to do a workout out there anyway.
I don't know how long that's going to last. It's getting pretty friggin' gnarly out there now. It'll be better when that wind turns to the east.
Yeah, 100%. It's coming right up bum.
Straight up our 10 metres of 30 metres of fat.
We were pretty oblivious to the chaos unfolding just downstream from us. Things were starting to get rowdy. Boats were dragging, anchors and mooring lines were chafing through, and the entire port was shut down, which meant no one could go to help. Meanwhile, our biggest dilemma was debating the minimum soak time for a crab pot before we could check it again.
Anchor beside me here is dragging her anchor in the mouth of Smith Creek.
Name of the vessel, size, etc.
Doesn't seem to be anybody on board. It's a rather large trawler, probably in the order of 60 or 70 feet. Going a bit south of the Sugar Wharf at the moment.
We got to start recording these radio conversations.
BTS said, "Oh, we'll send someone when it's safe to do so." Mustn't have taken his finger off the button. He's like, "Oh, these f***ers don't know how to tie up boats up there."
That was definitely BTS. Wow.
Someone said it, but I'd say it's still.
And I'm anchored here up against the shore, and it is drifting past out in midstream.
Right, mate, I'll check that out there.
Nothing like it. Quite a big vessel, a big...
It's broke 2 of them in the last couple of hours just with the tide surging it around. So
All happening.
on the stern might just swing around here the hell of the boats behind him. But he's sort of not allowed to move. I don't think I'd want to hook onto him in the cyclone, he's too heavy. But yeah, he could create a lot of havoc if he breaks loose. So
Pretty straight here for a cyclone.
What else do you do? I've had a full shower, washed my hair, gave myself a facial, straightened my hair, and yeah, bored. Trying to edit, but feeling very unenthusiastic. Is this a cyclone?
This is it.
Crazy. Yeah. Wow. Wow. I don't want to speak too soon, but
I'm doing it.
I'm not gonna.
But I'm speaking too
Check
soon.
Category 1 or 2?
1 so far, I believe.
It was meant to get to a 2, but I don't think it's made it. We've literally, it's 15 knots at the moment. These mangroves are definitely doing their job. It's like, it's pretty cool to see that they're literally cutting down like, what, 70%?
Well, he had
of the
10
wind.
when it was 40, didn't he?
So,
Depending on
it's
the direction.
10-17. It will be interesting to see how high this tide goes. It looks like it's already running out though, which is good. I think tonight's
well, it is run out tide, so of course
yeah, I
it's
know,
running
but
out.
with all this rain.
Yeah, running out still.
Yeah, oh, I guess, sorry. This is a relief anyway. Hopefully this is it. This is all we're getting.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, see how we go. We've still got the southern edge of it, which is the worst.
Up until like yesterday, the eye was meant to pass straight over Cairns. Like that's what they've been saying for the whole week. And then all the locals are like, it'll go south, it always goes south. It never comes to Cairns, the mountains deflect it. It's actually gone north this time, and I think it's going to hit the Wudjil community and the Daintree. So hopefully it's not going to cause too much damage. That's where the eye of the storm's going, and we're going to cop the southern side well, we're copping the southern side of the storm now. So definitely not as bad as the eye. I think the eye, they said they get like 100 plus Ks, but we've had like 90 Ks an hour wind, which is all category 1 is.
Not even 90.
Which is not even that bad. I mean, we've nearly sailed in that. Isn't that mind blowing?
Yeah.
Obviously not with the swell and the length of duration that it's gone on for, but it always makes me anxious when I think about that fact.
Just seeing what the radar's picking up. Popping that big rain band there. I can compare it to the rain radar. See if it marries up. That's that band that's hitting us there. Should be showing more out there, I guess, but it's only a 36 mile radius, I suppose. Radar options.
You got that huge mountain blocking the radar too.
Yeah, that's what it'd be.
Look at that rain radar. That's wild.
Yeah, look at that. So this is probably the worst part of it.
Yeah.
And then that's it. This is it, folks. This is as bad as it's gonna get. We've sailed in almost worse than this. With 0 lines.
We've definitely been in rivers that were way worse than this.
Yeah.
Think of Southwest Rocks.
Yeah.
That was windy.
That
East
was-
Coast low.
It might get a tad bit worse as that we cop that inner edge there.
Yep.
Bugger all.
So slow moving.
And then probably the rain will stop. Pretty soon, like within a day, I reckon.
It's meant to rain for days, you know that.
You think so?
That's
Doesn't
a
look like it
forecast.
on there.
You're just looking at the active rain. Wow.
Massive. Spanning from like just above Townsville to Lizard and beyond. Cape Melville even. Bit of a non-event so far, hasn't it?
It's a good thing.
Doing a bit of tender maintenance. Whole floor stained with tannins from the mangroves, which is annoying. And I just realised that the life jackets are locked in here too. Probably shouldn't be sitting right on the edge like that. Oh, these are manual actually. Manual, so that's why they didn't. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna disconnect the stern anchor because it's not really blowing that hard anymore. Get that tender out of the water. Look at it. So we had a bucket load of rain last night, just non-stop, pretty much all day yesterday. The tender is in the water just because the bridle's in the way and everything, and I thought if it gets real hectic, at least the tender's like flooded and it'll sink down. But it's time to bail it out because it's absolutely as full as it gets. Well, that's how much you can flood a high field and it'll still float. The one thing I didn't think of is the fuel tank, which should probably be full of water now, which is not good.
Red emergency warning for the port of Cairns at time 0930 hours. A weather event has affected this area and the port remains closed but is under assessment. Vessels are not to leave their moorings until the official all clear is given by the regional harbour master. Only movements of an emergency nature are permitted. Cairns VTS, maintain listening watch, channel 1612, out.
I'm just checking if there's any water in it. I don't want to keep driving around.
We need to go check on our neighbour's boat this morning.
Hard to say.
It is coming down.
A few moments later.
Oh my god. Has it rained that much? Yeah. Wow. So Michael only entered the tender 2 hours ago, if that. And it's already. Alright, so we think that the fuel's okay. You good? So our new friends in front of us had to leave yesterday because of a family emergency, and it was literally in the middle of the cyclone. So we are just going to go check on the boat for them, make sure all their lines are good, they're not chafed or anything. Had a bit of a break in the weather. It has been torrential all morning. It's just been non-stop. There's so much water. It's hard to explain. It's looking pretty high. The tide, is it high tide now? It would be very close. So we want to go while the tide's still slack or running in. So if we do have water in the fuel and we break down, we can row back. It's literally just around the corner, but we don't want to be paddling against a run out flooded tide. You can't even drive fast because there's so many ropes. Yeah, there goes our nice polishing job. We've been in floodwater like this a couple of times, and what happens is, because it's fresh water, it ends up being fresh water on the surface, is that you sink lower and then you end up with this gross... Thanks, Michael. Then you end up with this gross like floodwater mark around the bottom. See's that tide's high, isn't it?
Yeah, super high.
We just check the mangroves and make sure they're all good. Good. I think that I'll probably buy an aircon if I was going to do another cyclone. What do you think, Michael? Yeah, we've got so much wet clothes and wet towels, and everything just starting to stink. And because we can't put it outside, it's getting real ick. Well, you can stay locked up in the cabin all cyclone, or you can make lemonade. Gonna make the most of all this fresh water, give it a good wash, and have a shower ourselves. Unlimited water it's the best, guilt-free wash down. It's somewhat liberating, isn't it? Should I shut the water tank so we don't end up with detergent in it? I'm a thinker. Oh, it's cold. It is really cold. So Pete's just told us they've unlocked the waterways, so I'm sure it's because we're going to start moving. Anyway, we're going to go pull the stern anchor up now so we can wash it off with all the rain. Why is that bilge not working?
What bilge?
The joy of living on a boat. So I left the shower window open.
Oh, you left the shower window open?
Yeah.
What's
Our shower bilge has failed. So we've got a bilge full of water. We've just had torrential rain overnight. It's just flooded this bilge. I think that's it. And the rest is going to have to be done by hand. There's nothing happening with this bilge. Oh my god. Oh. I don't know what's happened.
You put the hose in too far.
Yeah. I cleaned it out the other day and put this back on. When I've put it back on, I've pushed that hose out and it stopped this float switch. Stopped the float switch from lifting up. So annoying. I hate this job. Shower bilge, they stink. Absolutely stink.
For a dull moment. What's going on here, Jess?
Over it. Over it. Over it. That they got wet.
That's it?
Yeah. All those ropes are wet. So that's all got to go outside. It's just wet. Everything is wet. Look at the roof. Like this. We'll put the fan in here and dry these bilges out really well. And we're just about to drop all the lines and get out of here. We just literally mid-bilge clean got the heads up that there's no one in front of us, and so while it's still high tide we want to get out of here. We're going crazy up here. Need to get back on anchor, get some breeze through these hatches between torrential downpours because it's hot, it's sticky, the boat's starting to really stink and everything is just wet. So wet. So when it rains, it's probably my most hated part of living on board. Everything's feral, everything's wet, nothing dries, like clothes won't dry, lounges are dry. Like climbed in bed last night, the sheets were damp. It's gross. So this is definitely my least liked part of living aboard, is when it rains. It's gross. I still have heaps to go on the bilges, but I'm very excited to be getting out of here and be able to get off the boat. Michael's just dropping the ropes now. It's very calm, so I don't think it matters too much about what order we do them in. We've still got the main anchor in and the tide's still running in, so it's holding us in the middle. So we'll drop these lines, pull up the anchor, and we'll get the hell out of here. The biggest concern is going to be the debris in the water, so we might just anchor at the mouth of this river, but just so we can get into like a bit of deeper water, get that breeze through the hatches and be closer to town, so we can go in and get off the boat, stretch your legs and all that stuff. It's been like 5-6 days on the boat. Crazy! If you want to get the engine started, we'll keep the tender down. What's that noise?
Water alarm?
Which one?
Which water alarm's that?
I have no idea. What a fight. I don't want to know. It feels so good to be getting out of here, doesn't it?
Finally.
A lot of boats still, hey? Yeah. What do you say? A lot of debris?
A lot of traffic.
A lot of traffic?
Yeah.
Right. We're definitely just going to anchor at the mouth of this river, so we've still got a bit of protection from the main flow and all the trees and stuff flying out. G'day! Alive, yeah, survived it! Yeah, so a lot of people are still in here. There's heaps of boats actually. I thought they'd mostly be gone, but I guess everyone that's on a mooring or just anchored in the river, probably in the same boat as us, where they don't really want to go out and anchor up. Cairns River is already a lucky dip when it comes to pulling your anchor. That yeah, I reckon there'd be a lot of debris and stuff floating around out there. And the problem with cats is our bridles just like to catch everything. So that's one of the biggest dangers in a flood, is collecting a full log jam on your bows and then dragging anchor. So even if we do go and rig anchor, we will not be leaving the boat unattended until that debris is cleared, as we've experienced in the past in a few floods.
It felt so good to finally be able to get out of the mangroves. The wind had dropped right out, but we were still waiting for the rain to stop. Join us next episode as we find out Cyclone Jasper wasn't quite finished with us yet.
And the rain has not stopped. It has been so relentless. It's going a little bit crazy. There are huge floods everywhere. People have lost their homes. Airport's shut. Car may be flooded. We might just sail to Townsville tomorrow.
A huge thanks to our patrons for your ongoing support. We're also super excited to announce a couple of new designs on our store, so be sure to head over to sailingpopao.com to grab some merch.
He's doing actually. As soon as we're out in the rain. They're only outside though.
Yeah, right.
You alternate between up and down.
Where is he? Get him!
Get him, Archie.
Who's that? Oh, you're asking for it.
Isn't he? Oh, we're out of here.
Come here, darling.
Duck until its cheese feet have touched the ground.
Cheese feet? Whoa.
What is it, Archie? He needs a toilet macerator when you got Archie.
Girl, thanks.
Oh, shit.